students that have a 3 o'clock class, I'm always saying, hey, sit on the edges, because if you have to leave, get out of here. So if you've got a 6:30 appointment, sit on the edges. Kenny's right. My last name does sound a little bit French. But I'm just out of Lagore, in the old country. What was I say? So I'm half Italian, actually. I'm half Italian and I'm half Irish. And if you think about what's the Irish drink, beer. What's the Italian drink, wine? Well, I prefer beer. But if you're starting to talk chow, Italian is spaghetti and Irish is like potatoes or corned beef, and I prefer spaghetti. But it's all goomed up. Well, that's affected me physiologically as well. You have to get a visual here. My digestive system has intertwined with my nervous system. So if you see water coming out of my eyes at any point, I'm not crying. I just have a mixed up digestive system and I've been drinking a lot of water. It's not a problem. Colonel True was correct. I told somebody, this is my home right here. I thrive on this podium talking to students, but not about me. But it is, somebody asked, what's this going to be? And I love Alabama more than I realize that. And I love Alabama more. But I love you all more. And the reason for the ceremony, I'm a lieutenant colonel, not my record is ridiculous. Why should? Because I get to publicly thank my family. That's very, very important. Recognizing you all being here. And we get to throw a pretty decent party. And I like partying, so that was another good reason. And then, really, and Colonel True kind of hit on it for those of you not in uniform. I'm probably your personal connection for some of you to the military, and you're paying my salary, our salary, and I got it. So this is to thank you, all of you, and then that's what this is all about, for your support. So without further ado, I've been to plenty of retirements, and you're like, man, what is he going to mention? They never do. I am going to mention every morning. If I don't, then I miss it, in RSVP. First emotional piece is I have it's from my father. And he passed away. He's not here, and I know he's very, very proud. I got a little special tribute at the end. I won't look at it because I can't put it together. But what I will tell you, Mom, is, and I've got some more here, so you can check me if I'm wrong. I talked to all the seniors just prior to them commissioning, and I go, hey, what's commissioning day all about? And I go, who's it about? Who is commissioning day about? And I'm kind of leading them to say, oh, it's all about us, sir. Bull crap. It's about your mother. Okay, it's completely about your mother. Don't argue about pictures. If she thinks you're going to war tomorrow, I know that everything I am has been about your mother. All right. I got some props to make me feel good, or to help me through this. I'm not going to cry through all these. I want to thank my sister Christine for teaching me to dance. I want to thank her. I'd like to thank her for teaching me what to do on a lady, what side of the street to walk on. I'd like to thank her for telling her girlfriend when I reached puberty. Actually, that was extremely strange. Yeah, you remember the phone call from Michelle? I'm like, brother. And I appreciate this plate. You know what this is? It's so we're cleaning after my father passed away. We're cleaning out the house, and my father never met Kelly. Christine had passed away. We're inventorying the house, and Christine called me over, and she goes, and Kelly was with us. I gave her the ticket to go for dinner. So Christine calls me over and goes, "You kind of like this girl, like a lot, don't you?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I do. It seems like it's pretty serious." I'm like, "Yeah, it is." She goes, "All right, I want the motorcycle. You can have everything else to start your family." And she knew she was taking care of you, Dad. I've never used this plate. There's no one in this room that I look up to more than my sister, and I've never told her that. I mean it. So thank you for the plate. We have 12 of them. I just bring this as an example. And thank you so much for quietly and proudly loving me and Kelly and our family. Joanne, and I guess thank you for opening your house to us last summer down the Jersey Shore, like you have your whole life to us, Kelly and I. Thanks so much. I'm looking at yours. Hey, oh, there you go. I'm sorry. Thank you for the love of my dad, my mom, our family, and me, and your children, more than Nikki as well. Thank you so much. And Uncle Nicky, thank you for giving me advice that only a godfather can give. There's some stories behind that. Don't hold up the bottom of everything down. All right, moving on to the next phase of my life. Minor, thank you so much for introducing me to heavy metal and coke, man. Thank you very much. I'm not sure everybody's thrilled about that, but I was at the time. Thanks for saying hello. The first guy that said hello to me in Marquette, a scared kid moving to Wisconsin, and now I'm retiring in Wisconsin. You're a great friend and probably my first year. Terry, you're my best man at my wedding. You're one of the best men I know. You and Nancy are absolute inspirations. Kipper, Tim McAvoy, probably the most patriotic guy I know. Kip sends me a message every Veterans Day, 4th of July, Memorial Day. And to be honest with you, I look, I'm like, yeah, God, hoorah, Albert. Dude, if you didn't send me one, I thought you were dead. I appreciate them so much. Kevin. I appreciate that love and support. Ogie, same thing, thanks for the love here, and thanks for telling me where the McKinney's stick bottles were. Right now, back to mine real quick, Ken, thanks for marrying me. Did you even out his type A anal? Yeah. That's one of the coolest gals in the room as well. Sure. Yeah, no problem. Moving on, Maggie Highland. Maggie Highland is my best girl friend in the world, and she came here today. And it means so much. Moving on, because her husband had, everybody's asking me, hey, what's your dream job? Her husband's got my dream job. He's a high school basketball player. You married up. McCain is here. John McCain is the funniest family show. I know, but I'm pretty damn confident that you were thinking about me. I mean this all the time. I mean, that's the only reason I get a USMC Chicago Boxing Club shirt. Because you're like, hey, people were probably like that. And that's kind of the support I have in some of my friends. I think it's awesome. My Marine officer instructor came today. Lieutenant Colonel retired Bob Wilson and his wife Beth. Thank you so much for coming. They came up from St. Louis. Sir, thank you for not sending me on my way when I said, I don't know, I don't do pull-ups. Thank you for letting me drop physics, like, immediately. Thank you for putting forward my Marine option package. But most of all, thank you for not sending those pictures to my mom. I think you know what I mean. Craig, awesome. He's back from Africa. Greg and his wife Brandy, he was the MOI, he was the XO. Basically the desk that I'm behind now, I was standing in front of, getting yelled at by him. Thank you for calling me every week to go get a beer. He works here at Marquette. Actually, don't call me. That's fine, but at least you know how it was, or how it went. A great mentor then, and still, that's kind of neat. Ben Rouge was a year ahead of me. He was a Marine officer for a few years, and now an FBI agent protecting us all here in Milwaukee. That's not treating me like a knucklehead underclassman, but in reality, he didn't have a lot of contact. The neat thing is when I got back here, when I got in the cruiser, nothing had changed because we were both Marine. And that's kind of how he treated me, and I appreciate that. Johnny Spangler, it was I-55 and 294, and we said, let's go to Graceland. And brother, we've been writing history ever since. I love it. Thanks so much. Phelps make it? All right, Phelps, he's off the list. Got it? Didn't see it here, didn't RSVP. Got it. Cal Rockermill, Cal Rose at the time, a great friend from college. I appreciate your love then, but even more, that we're sharing St. Thomas. We have children who go to the same school, and it's awesome to be back. And I don't know if she necessarily married up, but she did marry a Philly guy. And that's I'm not going to say married up, but it's a Philly guy. All right, next chapter. Colonel Matt Cooper. He is the longest and closest friend in the Marine Corps. Matt, thanks for always telling it like it is. And you've been doing it since OCS, and you haven't stopped, and that's why you're such a close friend. Tom King, out of the Marine Corps now. I want to thank you for coming with me to make one copy. One piece of paper. I'll go with you. Are you serious? We walked outside the building, and you took out Lieutenant Copenhagen, I'm like, are you serious? How you doing? Thanks for bringing me my first college football game at the University of Notre Dame, where I met my wife. And then thank you for inviting me to your wedding, where I met my wife for the first time again. I don't necessarily remember the football game. Without you, it was the same year. Thanks so much. Frage, thanks for allowing me to be a platoon commander in the legion of followers that are Fraser ranks. I'm honored. You know, I was an official platoon commander, but I feel as if I'm at least a squad leader in your legion of supporters. I teach leadership and management, and what I say is that you need to learn, you kind of learn in kindergarten. Most people do. It's really good. The corollary to that is anything and everything Mike Fraser does is also what you need to know about leadership. He's a mentor to a crap ton of dudes in this room. Parker, thank you for always telling it like it is, but thank you for ensuring that you can put an F-bomb in any part of the sentence and if it's appropriate. And thank you. And thank you for challenging an entire regiment of officers to a fist fight and getting me involved. You know, I would have had each other's back. Absolutely would have won. And maybe later tonight he might challenge you. Tater, one of the strongest individuals I know. Some personal stuff making him strong. But you know what? With all the Boykins and Yellings and Lagore and Smith MF, you have always been above the fray. You're above the fray. You're the standard. And I'm thrilled you're here and above you. Kenny, I could get emotional here. What's awesome is the blood relationship we have, and then we have a blood strike relationship. And it's quite an honor, and some of the Marines, it is quite an honor, and I've known quite a bit around the Marine Corps as Kenny Deshue's cousin. And that's an honor. Hey, Kenny Deshue's, that's an honor. Thank you so much for being here. Ms. Ben Foster, Chris? No. He says we'll try. All right, next up, oh, this is good. The next chapter of my life, Colleen, the most loving sister-in-law anyone could ask for. We love you so much. They made it Aaron and Kevin Savage in your clan, equally caring, loving, glorious family that I think just wants to make sure I take care of her sister, her sister and her nieces and nephews, and I've done my best. The support has been unbelievable, to include the excitement your kids get whenever I talk. It means a heck of a lot to me. My brother-in-law Kevin here, my other brother-in-law Sean couldn't make it. He's sick right now, but I want to thank you and Sean for giving your sister the thumbs up. And a quick story, like I got a quick story. Quick story is I was courting Kelly at the time, and I went to go play ball with Kevin and Sean. And if I remember correctly, we ran the tape. Both of them played ball at Notre Dame, so they're good ball players. And they kind of both came back and were like, "Good to go. Thank you so much." I had never played better than that before that or after. Mrs. Ryan, my mother-in-law, I have waited 19 years to say this. This isn't bad. I just literally waited 19 years and I haven't had the audience. What I was going to say at our wedding was thank you, because the background story to that is Mrs. Ryan planned most of the wedding and I fought her on every single thing. Literally, the band, the placement of the silverware, and I don't know why, whatever. Being a jerk. But the wedding was awesome, and I should say that. I never did, and I mean to say that. But the analogy is, everything you've done has looked out for. his service to his family, his country, his world, his community. One thing I will thank you though for is the wedding. It's another tie to the wedding. I think there were 80 to $100 plates. And I'd like to thank you and apologize that a couple of my buddies didn't show up and said they would. I should tell you, they're sitting one row behind. They said they were coming, they didn't come. You reminded me of that. All right, that's my in-laws who I love so much, and the beautiful wives and husbands who are on the team as well. Yeah, you didn't know I was be, but I saw you. Thank you, Colonel Kelly, for being a great, phenomenal mentor. The connection here is when Tracy passed away. When Kelly's cousin passed away, we were in Japan, of all places. Kelly was not. They were our boss. And Ellen, thank you for asking my wife to go to confession for you. And thank you for your input on Cardinal Dolan. Let's hold off on that. Klein couldn't make it. Jim Make, I don't make it. Jim Make is the real deal. I don't think Bouchard makes, no problem. Brian Hodgson and his family. Captain Brian Hodgson, you're kind of jumping ahead a little bit because that's what I'm going to. Brian is a faculty member at the dental school and also a Navy Reserve dentist, and we're connected through classmates, my son and his daughter from school. I want to thank you for all that support. But what really excites me is there ain't a more motivated Navy Reserve dentist to be on the team, to be in the military. And I see that and I kind of go, yeah, this is pretty cool to be a part of. You know, I'm on active duty every single day. And he kind of reminds me, he's thankful. Well, I wasn't. I am very good. All right, we're gonna put some of these together. Bismarck, Vicky and Tim and Ryan and Pat, two nicest kids in the free world, the dying boys, and because they have some of the nicest parents in the free world. Patricia and Dan Jessup, they're the same mindset, although Dan's wrong with 4 or 5 women at home, no man, I have one couple. Laura and Brad, I know Laura was here, voices, kindred spirits. Karen and Phil Malley, thanks for coming in. Mary Jo Maslowski, they're the rock of St. Dominic. Mary Kay and Ryan Moore and her husband Rich were our sponsors, the Sowers, and they said they couldn't make it. Kathy and Tom Valentine. Tom, thanks for validating that young boys need their ass chewed from time to time. I'm with you. Teresa and Eric Von Estor, who have great kids, and it's evident the upbringing, and then Eddie Weiss, who I play ball with. Thank you all for making this independent duty, this foreign land that we live in, because we're used to gate guards and commissaries and all that kind of good stuff. We're used to all that, and now we're going on independent duty. Well, your friendship and your welcoming into St. Dominic's and Milwaukee, Brookfield area has made this not independent duty at all. So thanks so much. Thurner, thanks for I picked my son up from basketball practice one night, and I asked him, "Is this an exclusive game?" No, you ought to come. And now I play ball every Thursday and Saturday night. I love playing ball, but with some of the greatest guys in the world, and they're just salt-of-the-earth dudes working hard on the court. And I appreciate you opening that hand and coming today. You mean a lot to me. It's great friends. And there's some other folks like, hey, Lord, what about us? I know you're at St. Dominic. This is different. The Hugheses, I don't know if Kim and Bill are here. Mindy and Shay. Mindy's like 17 months pregnant right now. Girl, John, still get hand. Mary and Tim Monday, you were sick people. All right. You're like equally as sick as I am. Oh, come on. Give me that. And I love talking with you about it. I don't know if Morrison's game, Word of On, Stacy and Joe playing. Joe, thanks for asking me to be on the athletic board. Piece of cake. Not that do much. Janine make it? Nah, she did. Lynn did. Heather and John Scott, awesome friends. Same thing. You welcome us in, but I coached every one of your daughters at one point. I yelled to them at one point or another, but it's another passion of mine. You allow me to live it out. I do treat them like Marines. Because hopefully, this has told you, I love Marines. I love your daughters. And it's a passion of mine. I want to add that special thanks. Rana, you there? There she is. I should have put you before, but the vice president, I didn't say the vice president of Marquette, for public affairs. I think you had a couple things to do with some of those. Nice to see the familiar face. Classmates are about a year apart, and now she works here. It was nice to see her. Is Trish Johnson here? Yeah, I'll say it anyway. Trish is the reason we exist. She's the mother of the enlisted group. She's a great supporter. I guess the mothers and fathers. All right, Dean Bishop, probably Dean in engineering things. Belen, I don't think she made it. Mary Dunwall, Alice Coletta, Danny Kupkovitz, the money girl. Erin here was on, Dr. Klein. Oh, that sucks, because they do student affairs and all the knuckleheads. But they love taking care of them. Paul Masteri, enlisted devil dog, and then he becomes a Coastie officer, but he works here on campus on public safety. Larry Rickard, Philly guy, you know him before. He's the head cop around here. Chris Perez, Scott Pilar, obviously president of the university. That's fine. But he's a Philly guy. That's good stuff. Well, Candy Catholic. He's a Jesuit, so it's good stuff. Anyhow, these are all Marquette people, and we're in the Naval Science Department. But, you know, we're not in the physics or the chemistry. We don't got any PhDs. But you treat us and you accept us all as we're on the team. I appreciate that. You recognize that we're part of the, the pure personalities. We're part of the whole man as well. Even though we're not, academic, we're not published or researching. That's a different world, but the acceptance is greatly appreciated. I don't think Frankie made it, but the soccer coach is going to come and they're great leaders. All right, here's a neat one. Independent duty, what does it mean? You're not around the real Marine Corps. Well, Dick Leinenkugel, Mark Newworth, Lowry made it in, John Lowry, Matt Miller, I'm Chester Bacon Miller, Bob Singh. These are leaders in the community and all former Marines. I am around Marines all the time. It's great to talk to them. Oh, there's one more Marine, Chip Chipman. He and his lovely wife are here. Chip is an Iwo Jima victor. Not an Iwo Jima survivor, but an Iwo Jima victor. He took some metal home in his ass for his country, lives here, and you pull me back in. I told you one time I went to practice with all the Marines around here. It's like a religious experience. It really is. So it's great to see the red jacket. Chip, you have no idea. Honor, you bring me, it's those who went before us. Chip went before us. He will be